It's drawing time, aka I'm making an original ink drawing and chatting about whatever comes to mind for a satisfying experience. Roll the intro. Well, hello there, I'm Détroit. As I said briefly in my last video, the one about drawing anime girl eyes, I got COVID for the second time. Now, two things about that. First off, I'm already perfectly fine as I speak, I'm sure. By the time this video comes out, it's been 3 weeks, so I should be okay, back to my routine. Secondly, apart from a sore throat, I'm pretty much alright already, so there is nothing to worry about. So now that this is out of the way and I got the chance to invite you to watch last week's fun video, let's talk about today's drawing. If you can call it a drawing, I am not certain about that. The line is certainly blurry sometimes with some of the patterns I use, but this pattern is certainly very particular. It's not very incredible, and it took about 40 minutes to fill the entire page. Honestly, I made this drawing video because since I had the idea of doing that, I haven't been able to shake the idea out of my head. So this whole thing is just a way to tick the box and get rid of this idea. Besides, it makes for an original page in the sketchbook. Contrarily to the last sketchbook I filled, for this one my requirements for a page are very different. Before, I wanted only ink drawings that were finished, but this one I can fill with whatever interests me. So far I've used inks, of course, but also pencil and even colored pencil. There is also something to be said, that the pages of this sketchbook are very thin. Because of that, I often have to skip a page between ink drawings, especially if I use my fountain pen. The ink bleeds through quite a bit, and I don't like it when I draw on the right hand side and there's a bit of ink showing on the left from the previous drawing. And so I skip a page, and that gives me the opportunity to doodle freely on these pages. I mainly do it with pencil to avoid ink bleeds. This serves as warm-up practice before I start recording, and also just sketching. If I have an idea, I'll doodle it quickly. That's what a sketchbook is for, after all. So yeah, today's pattern isn't strictly speaking a drawing. It's more like a code. I really want to make a video about codes at some point. There are many ways to transmit messages using things similar to drawings, and I would love to make some content about it at some point. I won't reveal the trick to what I'm doing right now though. It should be pretty evident if you think about it for 5 seconds, but I'll let you look for it. In order to make it, I first had to draw a grid. I cut it from the video originally because it's not very interesting, but since I can do what I want in my own videos, I will edit in right now. See? This is the boring part, where I pencil the whole grid over the entire page. Cool, right? Alright, cut it out. Something fun happened to me recently. And by fun, I mean not fun at all. 3 weeks ago, my credit card expired, which was expected, since it's written on it. But I didn't receive the new one until yesterday. So basically for 3 weeks, I had no way of accessing my money for, buying food and stuff. I was supposed to receive the new card after 1 week, and so I had taken out 200 euros in cash, but then it didn't come. And so after a while I had to ask my friends to loan me money. And I eventually used said money and the new card still wasn't there. That, but for 3 weeks, during which I slowly ate all the tin cans I keep on the shelf of my kitchen. You know, the kind of cans you keep for emergency, or when you don't want to cook properly. And since recently I've been stuck at home because of COVID, I had to eat double the cans, since I couldn't go to the work restaurant like I usually do for lunch. During these long weeks without available cash, I thought of all the things I needed to buy, and I couldn't. But the strange thing is, as soon as my new card finally arrived, I instantly forgot all of it. And now I can't for the life of me remember what I wanted to buy. The only thing I do remember is that I needed a box to put stuff under my bed. My apartment is a bit small and it's getting full of stuff, and I won't use the space under the bed to keep things like summer clothes during winter, or shoes, or things like that. Appliances as well, like an iron for shirts. But since I have a rabbit running around my place, I can't keep that out in the open. I need to put it in a closed box, or else the cables will definitely be eaten. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the box is the only thing I remember I have to buy. All the rest slipped my mind. It's funny the priority your thoughts take depending on the situation. Just like when you're stuck at home and all you want is go out and hike a mountain, when you know full well that when you'll be able to, you won't want to do it. In the meantime, being stuck at home can be good too. It forces me to focus on certain things because I can't do anything else. I'm talking about work things, for example. I'm an experimentalist, and that means I have to take care of an experiment. My work is in cryogenics, meaning very cold temperatures, and 3 times a week, about 3 times, yeah, I need to add liquid helium and nitrogen to my experiment, as well as program measurements, then do some data treatment, etc. All of that takes time and brain power, which sometimes impede on other things. This week, on the other hand, being at home, I can focus on reading articles and books about physics, which is an important part of research as well. I mostly alternate between that and drawing. Since I already have a few drawing videos in advance, I do a lot of drawing for myself, things I'm not filming. I've been practicing a lot on drawing on iPad. The surface of the iPad is so different from my usual tablet that it takes time to get a feel for it. The tools on Procreate also work differently from Photoshop. I'm slowly but surely getting used to sketching and coloring on iPad. It's very frustrating, but also incredibly fun. Sometimes I sketch stuff from my bed, or I can design fun logos, or just play around with the app. I've been enjoying it a lot. Most of what I draw doesn't end up on YouTube though. If you want to see it, the only way is to follow me on Instagram. I guess I'll also post drawing on Twitter, but not all of them. If you want to see works in progress and so on, then Instagram is the way to go. My handle is @d3_sd. On Twitter it's simply @d3. If you want to stick to YouTube, that's also fine. Just remember to subscribe because it's the best way you can help me. And watching videos in their entirety, but if you're hearing this, then I don't need to say it. Thank you for watching and enjoying my work. If there is something in particular you want to see me draw, tell me and I'll consider it. I'm D3. See you soon. Bye!